everybody, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Krista, and I welcome you to my page, Krista So Crafty. If this is the first time you're here, welcome. I really appreciate you watching my videos. Feel free to subscribe, and if you enjoy seeing what the videos and what I'm creating, please feel free to hit the like button. So today we are going to be making some wine glasses. Some friends of mine have recently purchased a home near me, and they are so excited to be in their new house, so I thought I would make some wine glasses, and of course I'm going to pair it with a nice bottle of wine for them. But I thought I would make them some wine glasses. So I have to show you one at a time. So it just says home and established and then their names. And I've done one for each of them. I really hope they're going to like them. I know they like their wine, so I'm thinking that they're going to like them. So yeah, so stick around, and if this is something that interests you, stick around and let me show you what I did. Hello everyone. So here we are over in Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the labels, stickers that we're going to put onto the wine glass. So first thing we're going to do is go over here to the left to the text box. We're going to click on that, and we're going to type the word home, and I'm going to type it all in capital letters. At this point I'm going to go up to the font, and I'm going to change it to Berlin Sans FB. So you can either scroll through and find it, or you can go and type it in here. I should be pretty close to it right here. So this is the word home and Berlin Sans FB. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the text again, and I'm going to type established, or EST period, and 2021. So friends of ours just bought a new home, so I thought I would make them some glasses, some wine glasses. The next thing I want to do is to go under images, and I'm going to go up to the top here, and I'm just going to type in heart. I want to put a little heart and some little like a garland type thing. I think I'm going to use this heart here, so we'll bring that down here for now. We're going to go back into images. We're going to replace this, and we're going to type in garland. And we'll scroll down. There's lots of different garland you could use. Because I'm using vinyl, I want to find some that's able to be cut out. So this one here or this one here would definitely, both of those would work. Let's go with this one. So I'm going to click on that image, and I'll click on insert images. And as you see, it comes in and it comes together. Now I want this heart to go in between, so I could do it like that. No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shape. I'm going to go get a square, and I'm going to slice this apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shape, and I'm going to move it so it's just past this little mark right here. And I want it to be covered over there. So I'm just going to make that box a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to select both the garland and the box, and I'm going to click on slice. Once it does that, this is the piece we want, so all of this stuff, we can delete it. Now the reason I did that is I'm going to kind of make this a bit smaller. I want it to fit in here with the heart. So I'm just going to kind of play around with it to try to get maybe the size and the shape that I want. A little bit smaller. Well, actually no, maybe a little bit bigger. So something like that. So now I'm going to, with the garland selected, I'm going to go over and I'm going to right click and hit duplicate. By doing that, now I have two that are identical size. I'm going to go up here to flip, and I'm going to flip horizontally. And now I can line them up and get them the way I want them. So I'm just going to move the heart out of the way for the minute, grab both of these, and go up to align and align bottom. What that does is it lines these up both across the bottom so that they're equal. Now I'm going to bring the heart down and just bring it far enough so that the little stems are just going into the black. I'm going to select all three and click Weld. And that is that. So the last piece of the puzzle is I want to put their names on them. So I'm going to put Tracie on this one. So Tracie. And I think I'm going to make that somewhat of a, I think I want like a script. So maybe we'll try this one. Now most of these fonts that I'm using are on Cricut, are through Cricut. I do have an account with them, so if you don't have these, I mean, just choose a font that you like that you think will go well with this. So I'm just going to have a quick peek and see. Maybe I can find a little different one. Oh, I think I like that one. We'll do that. Alright, so now how I want this to be done is I want the word home to be bigger. So I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. And then this part here I'm going to make even smaller. And then this about like that. And then I want the name bigger. So I'm just going to select all of these and I'm going to go up to a line and center horizontally. So that lines everything up for me, and I'm going to go and change the colors all to black. Just works better in my brain that way. And let me see here. Just going to rearrange some stuff a little bit. Just keep messing around with it, kind of moving stuff around, making it a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, till you have it the way you want. You know, and I don't know if I like that font or not, so I'm going to have another look here. I want a script font, so sometimes I'll just go up to the search font section and I'll just type in script and press enter on my keyboard, and then these are just all the script fonts. It just makes it a little quicker and easier to try to find one. Okay, so this is the same but with MT, so I don't like that one either. This is probably the hardest part for me, is finding the fonts, because there's just so many nice fonts that are out there that it makes it hard sometimes to choose one. Oh, I like that. That's the mahogany script. So maybe that one. Just take a quick peek here. You know what? I think we'll go with that one. Okay, so I'm just going to change that to black. Make that a little bit smaller. Actually, I'm going to make this smaller. And make that a little bigger. And then this. So now, once I get it, now I can go in and do center horizontally. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that. So now that I'm happy with the way I have it, I'm just going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to click on attach. What that does is it keeps everything together so that when I go to cut it, everything will be cut out in this exact manner, and all I have to do is put on my transfer tape, cut it, weed it, put on my transfer tape, and then put it onto my surface, instead of it getting all higgly-spiggly, so to speak. So that's one. So I want to do two of these. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to duplicate it. So now I have two of these. So I'm going to set this one to the side, and I'm just going to go into this one and I'm going to detach it. And I'm going to go down to the name and I'm going to double click, and I'm going to change that name to Diane, just like that. Again, I'm just going to make it black. I'm going to highlight all of those and I'm going to align center horizontally. I have it the way I want it, so now I can click attach. So now these are both ready to go, and all we have to do is click make it, and I'm going to use my maker today, so we're going to click make it, and we'll go to the next screen. Now I'm going to be using just permanent adhesive vinyl, so we do not need to mirror it. But I am going to give myself a little bit more room, so I'm just going to make sure that there's a little bit more space in here. I know that I need a sheet of, oh, you know what? stop, I forgot one step. I need to go and change the width of this to 3.5. These are going on a wine glass, and I know because I measured that the biggest that they can be in width is 3.5. As far as the height, I know that'll work, so we'll just leave that the way it is. Now we can click on Make It. We'll go into the next screen here. And again, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of room. So I'm going to cut a piece of vinyl that's approximately 4 inches, and then I can go ahead and cut this. So I'm going to click on Continue. And I need to turn on the Cricut, apparently. I thought it was, but... So we'll just give it a second as it connects. I'm using USB, so it's just going to take a second. And there we go. So now that we're in here, I'm just going to choose vinyl. And I don't usually change my pressure at all. If you have a blade that's, starting to get a little bit dull, you can change it to more. Or if it's a brand new blade, you can change it to less. But I usually just leave mine on default. I'm ready to go, so I'm just going to go to my Cricut and I'm going to press cut. So I'll join up with you then. Okay, so we are here and we are ready to cut. I'm just going to put my vinyl onto I'm just using a light grip mat. So let me get this on here. Push that down so it's nice and stuck. I just wanted to say, I just cleaned my mats, all of my mats this morning. If you would like to see a video of how you clean your mats, make a comment in the description box below, and I will definitely do that up. Okay, so I'm ready to go. I'm going to put my mat in here and press the arrow. We're all ready to go, and I'm going to press the C, and I'm just going to let this cut out. Okay, so I am back. So I went ahead and I recut the names and I weeded them and they're all ready to go. The next thing we need to do is put on some transfer tape on there. So I have this big roll and I honestly don't even remember where I got it from or what it's called. And all I'm going to do is open this up and I'm going to place these onto the tape, onto the transfer tape. And this is what's going to help me transfer this vinyl onto the glassware. So I'm going to put these on here. I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just cut these off. And I'll roll this up and put it away. All right. So I'm just going to cut these apart. It just makes it a little bit easier to deal with them. Oh, my scissors are not very sharp. All right. The other thing I like to do is to take my scraper and just really push that vinyl into the transfer tape so that when we go to start taking it off, see how it's coming right off? That's what we want. Okay, so I'm just going to put that back on there just until we're ready for it. And I'm going to do that with all of my vinyl. You can press it down from the front as well. I find working from the back works pretty good. Whoops, just about stuck it together. Don't want to do that. So just push that down. All right. Our next step. These are the wine glasses I'm going to be using. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol and I'm going to clean the surface. Now I did wash these first because, let me tell you, when I brought them home from the store, wow, they were really dirty. I couldn't believe how dirty they were. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rubbing alcohol and I'm just going to go all the way around just to make sure that any fingerprints, any oils from my finger or anything like that are removed. We don't want that on the glass. Now I've already done that one, so I'm not going to touch it. I'll get this out of the way. So now what I'm going to do is, let's see, what can I put down here? When you're working on something that's round like this, they tend to have a tendency to roll. So usually I have like a little cloth or something. Just let me grab a cloth. 1 second. I just like to have something. Let's use this. It's just an old rag that I use for crafting. It's got paint all over it, stain or something. But I just need it so that I can lay this down here and it stops it from rolling all over the place. So I'm going to try to do this so you can see as best you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the home and the date first, and then I will put the name underneath. Okay, so what I like to do, like I said, is to stand up and look straight down over top of my item. So first things first, I'm going to remove the backing. Put your transfer tape side down and pull your backing paper away, and it should just come up nice and easy. You should leave all the vinyl on the transfer tape. Okay, so now it's all ready to go. So I will bring this back over here. I'm going to do it this way so I don't get my hands in your way. And I'm just going to put this down on here. You don't want to put it right up on the lip of the wine glass or because it's not meant for eating and drinking on. It's not safe for that. But if you leave it down, a good ½ inch, then you will be fine. Okay, so now just going to try to get this on here as straight as I can. And I just take my finger and I'm just going to rub. Just going to rub this on here. Just to get the vinyl adhered to the glass. You can take your scraper if you like and just kind of rub on it. Be careful, be gentle, but you can definitely do this. You want to make sure that that vinyl is adhered to the glass or whatever it is you're putting it on as best as you can. And then you're gently going to come and grab your corner, and I like to lay it almost like even if flat as you can get it, and just start pulling sideways at an angle, and that allows the backing, whoops, see that's coming up. So if that happens to you, just lay it back down and either rub it with your finger or rub it with your tool, and then just gently, gently, gently. Whoop, the dot's coming up, so I'm going to push that down. And these ones are coming up. These little pieces are the ones that are going to give you the grief. So just take your time and be patient and go slow. And eventually you will get your vinyl onto your whatever it is you're putting it on. In this case, the wine glass. So I'm going to take and pull this off of here. And I'm going to put the name on. Make sure it's straight. And I'm going to center this as best I can. So right about there. And again, just going to rub that on there. Now, when you're dealing with a curved surface, you want to be very careful that when you put it on, that your letters don't go kind of follow the curve. You can put little slices in here if you need to. I didn't need to on this one, so I didn't, but if you feel you need to, just slice up to where your vinyl is. And sometimes you slice in between is helpful too. There we go. So I'm just going to use this just to, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. All right, so now we're going to do the other one. I have to show you. This is what I'm working around right now. That's my puppy Tux. He likes to come and lay and craft with me. Isn't he helpful? So I'm trying hard not to step on him as I'm doing this. So I'm just gonna tip you down just a little bit more. I'm sorry, my hand's in the way there. There. All right. So let's get working on the second one. So let's, that was Tux yawning. He's had a hard day of sleeping today. All right, so there is my home one. So I'm going to lay it on my cloth again. And when I use the rubbing alcohol, I always make sure to go all the way around, just because then I don't have to try to remember the exact spot where I cleaned. So I just clean the whole thing. And then I just try to keep my fingers away from it. Oh, no, it fell. Whew, I got lucky. All right, so there we go. Rub this all down, make sure it's all stuck. Like that. I'll take my little tool here and rub it. Like I said, you want to make sure that you get a good bond. Don't worry about if your transfer tape gets all wrinkled. That doesn't matter because it's coming off. It's the letters themselves you want nice and flat. You want adhered to this glass so that they do not pop off or start coming off. So I'm just rubbing this down, trying to get especially those little tiny pieces on that glass. Okay, so we'll start pulling this back. Again, kind of going on an angle. Going slow, especially on the small stuff. Whoops, see, that two's coming up. Just like that. That looks good. Now we'll go and we'll get the other name on here. So we'll get this name off the backing and onto the transfer paper, transfer tape. All right, so now, so I'm going to get this on here as straight as I can in the spot that I want. Right about there looks good to me. Give that a rub down. Make sure it's on the glass. And now we pull the transfer tape off. And there we go. All right, so now we are all done. So let me show you what we have done. Hoping you can see this. It says home, established 2021, and Tracy and Diane. I think they turned out really nice. So we are all done with that video. I hope you enjoyed watching me create these wine glasses for some friends of mine. And I hope that you give it a shot. And you know, with vinyl, especially when it's really tiny, it's kind of hard to weed. So just be patient, go slow,
And like I said, use your scraper on the back of the paper. That really helps to adhere the vinyl to the paper itself. Thank you, and I really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you and happy crafting.